So I am Sneha, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Siddhartha Academy of Higher Education, deemed to be University. I am going to discuss about data types in Python. So actually, data types are divided into four. First one number, second none, third sequence, and last one is set. In this presentation, we are going to see about only the first type of data type, which is number, which means again number is divided into three types further: integer, float, and complex. So here data types are a top level category in Python for classifying data. The five main categories are, as you can see on the screen. First one, here the number splits into integer, whole numbers or integer 1, 2, 3, and so on. Float is generally used for representing decimal numbers like 1.2, 3.14, like that. Complex, you can all it already. Complex means the combination of real and imaginary numbers like 2 plus 3j, like that. Next, number data types store numeric values. Numbers in Python include integer, float, and complex, and store numeric information. They are immutable, means once created, a numeric data type's value cannot be changed in the same memory location. For example, when you do a equal to 5, a points to a memory location x. If you do a equal to 6, Python creates a new memory location y for 6. So there are three types of numeric data, as you have seen in the second slide, that there are that is integer, float, and complex. Let us see about the first one, integer. So an integer is a whole number with no decimal places. For example, 1 is an integer, but 1.0 isn't an integer. An integer is a whole number without any fractional or decimal part. So numbers like 0, -5, 100, like that are integers. 1.0 has a decimal point, so it's not an integer. It is considered as a float. The name for the integer data type is int. In Python, the integer data type is denoted by the keyword int. So you can see the example type 1, which is class integer. That explains a type 1 returns a class integer, showing that type of 1 is an integer. So next one is a float. A floating point number, or float for short, is a number with a decimal place. Floats are numbers with fractional parts indicated by a decimal point. For example, 1.0, -2.75, 3.14, like that. So 1.0 is a floating point number, as is -2.75. These examples highlight that float can be a positive or negative and always have a decimal. There on the slide you can see the example type of 1.0, class float. So type 1.0 returns a class float, showing that type of 1.0 is a float. Next is complex. This slide also lists complex as third numeric type, but complex numbers include real and imaginary parts. For example, 3 plus 4j is a complex number in Python. 3 plus 4j or 1 plus 2j. So on the screen you can see that type of 1 plus 2j is a class float, which means type 3 plus 4j returns a class called complex. Sorry, there is some mistake on the Screen class complex should be written. It is written class float. Just make a small correction. That is a class float. Sorry, class complex in the example given. Next, none. The none is a keyword used to define a null value or no value at all. A none is a special constant in Python that represents the absence of a value or a null value. It's not equivalent to 0, not equivalent to a false boolean, and not the same as an empty string. Python internally uses a specific type for none called none type. Only the none object belongs to this type. Next one, see the example. There x equal to none. We are assigning none to a variable x. Next, if x, this checks if x is true or not. None is treated as false in boolean context, so this block won't run. Else x is false, checks if x is exactly equal to false. None is not false, so this block won't run either. Next, else, if the above conditions don't match, this block executes printing that none is just none. And last line is print.